Frankie Nicole here. Good morning. I'm doing it a little bit earlier today because I got some stuff I gotta do. But I am in my itty bitty teeny weeny psychedelic awesome bikini. um, so let's light some of this because I want to have a little bit more of a somewhat of a serious talk today. I mean, we always have serious talks, but you know. Sometimes I say fuck more than I say others, but, you know. I was listening to a cast about one of my spirituality casts, and he was talking about uploads and downloads, and we've had a lot of uploads and downloads recently, and it was really interesting because I remember you remember me having the sniffles and being like having just the worst allergies. And they say that when you're sick, that's when you're going through a shift and your body is upgrading or downloading or shifting in some way. And I totally knew it that I was going through a shift. And from what I felt then to where I felt now, it feels wonderful. Like I feel so much better, and I feel like I've broken through a lot of shit, and there was debris just flying everywhere, but I kind of finally got through it. Okay, so I know that people post stuff on Facebook, and we all are like, oh yeah, I totally read that article, but most of the time didn't. But this article really, really spoke to me, and I wanted to read it today, and so I'm going to try and fit it all in this video. So it's called The Toxic Attraction Between an Empath and a Narcissist. And I, being an empath, am kind of like a sponge, if you're an empath, you can really put yourself in someone else's shoes and start sucking up people's feelings and keep taking them on as your own. And so it gets really confusing with all the stuff that you're taking in, and you can't quite distinguish. You get kind of confused because a narcissist's main job is basically to suck and suck and suck and take and take and take until you feel just about as low as they are, and you start becoming angry and mad and just like them. All right. This is a theory from the Elephant Journal that so we're just going to go on that basis that it's a theory. But, I mean, I've experienced it, and so I was just like, yeah, that's right on. From my own experience and studies in the narcissist personality type, there is always one core trait. A narcissist is wounded. Something somewhere along the line, usually stemming from childhood, causes a person to feel worthless and unvalued, and due to this, they will constantly and very desperately seek validation. And here comes the empath, the healer. The empath has the ability to sense and absorb other people's pain and often takes it on as though it were their own. If an empath is not consciously aware of boundaries and does not understand how to protect themselves, they will very easily and quickly bond with the narcissist in order to fix and repair any damage and attempt to eradicate all their pain. What the empath fails to realize is that a narcissist is a taker. Yes, I've experienced that. They will take and they will suck you dry until there is nothing left, and then they will keep sucking you dry. And then the thing is, then you become damaged yourself. And you will start lashing out like the narcissist. You will become a narcissist yourself, and then it'll go back and forth. That is kind of where it's heading. But I remember this because my ex-boyfriend would get so upset, like, oh, how could you be so mean? You're just lashing out at me. And it's like, I'm just doing the same thing that you did. You just took it all away from me. So, anyways, all right, an energy sucker, a vampire, so to speak. They will draw the life and soul out of anyone they come in contact with. Given the chance, this is so that they can build up their own reserves, and in doing so, they can use the imbalance to their advantage. This dynamic will confuse and debilitate the empath, as they do not have a full understanding of their own or other people's capabilities. They will fail to see that not everyone is like them. An empath will always put themselves into other people's shoes and experience the feelings, thoughts, and emotions of others, while forgetting that other people may have an agenda very different to their own, and not everyone is sincere. The narcissist's agenda is one of manipulation. It is imperative that they are in a position whereby they can rise above others and be in control. And there's many mechanisms of control that they take. One that I experienced was, "Are you cheating on me? Are you cheating on me? Oh!" Like every moment of the day, while they are off, having emotional and sexual affairs with other women. Yeah. And but you can never point it out. You can never quite point it out to them because they'll never believe you. The point of a narcissist is to rearrange and manipulate the situation so that they're always on top and in control. You will never, ever get above a true narcissist. What you have to do is walk away. And that's the only power that you have. They don't have any control over you if you walk away. And this is why I love to be alone, because no one can have control over me but me. This is the most fantastic part of it. I am the only one in control of my own sphere, and I can say yes or no to hanging out with anybody who I please when I have my own control. All right, so back to the article. Sorry. The empath's agenda is to heal, love, and care. There's no balance, and it is extremely unlikely that there ever will be one. The more love and care the empath offers, the more power and in control a narcissist will become. The more powerful the narcissist becomes, the more likely the empath will retreat into a victim status. Then there's a very big change. The empath will take on narcissistic traits as they become wounded and are constantly triggered by the damage being in the company with the narcissist that creates. Before long, an extremely vicious circle has begun to swirl. Yes. I experienced 4 years of that vicious circle, and never again will I experience it. The thing is, it's like they always break it down into like the good girl wants to save the bad boy, and it's never going to happen. The bad boy needs to wake up and deal with his own life, or get punched in the face, or die to become reincarnated so they can get over their past traumas, because traumas of the past are in the past, and really the narcissist is the weak one, always searching for their comeuppance and their power, because they have not been able to come over their past hurt. And the thing is, if you are a narcissist, you're probably watching this video, if you even think so, because you are attracted to my empathetic nature, and you're like, no, that's total bullshit. You're full of shit. I don't believe you for a second. Nobody should ever believe this girl. She's fucking stupid. That just means you're a narcissist. Go get fucking therapy, you motherfucker. Alright. Past that, back to high vibration. When a narcissist sees that an empath is wounded, they will play on this, and the main intention will be to keep the empath down. The lower down an empath becomes, the higher the narcissist will feel, feeding off their ability to control someone else's emotions. The empath will begin to frantically seek love, validation, confirmation, and acceptance from a narcissist, and each cry for help will affirm the narcissist to what they desperately want to feel inside, worthy. A bitter battle can ensue. Yes, and yes. So, walk away. Cut all ties. Do a ceremony. Even if you need to, take a piece of string and anoint it with, something that you still have of this person, or water, and do a special ceremony, and then cut that thread. And then that person will no longer be able to wield their, mental and magical control over you. You have the ability to walk away and get away from a narcissist. You don't have to spend 4 years trying to desperately get away. as an empath focuses solely on their pain, trauma, and the destruction of their lives, they become self-obsessed and fail to see where the damage is coming from. Instead of looking outwards and seeing what is causing it, the empath will turn everything inward and blame themselves. Yes. And then you will fall into a downward spiral where you feel like you are not worthy and you would like to kill yourself. I know, I've been there. Spent many, time alone in my apartment wanting to kill myself because I was sucked dry by a complete and utter narcissist. I just attract them like flies. And so now I am very, very particular with who I allow in my life, emotionally and dating-wise. And it's very important for me to take them through rigorous tests of narcissistic abilities, and then when they start showing those signs, cut it off, spit it out, 3 times for good luck, and they're gone. I don't bother with that shit anymore. I don't let my heart get attached to a narcissist because I know they have none. They don't have a heart anymore because they've gone so far into the hurt and pain of narcissism that they have to fix themselves before they could ever even possibly have a heart again. Just a tip from a fellow empath in love, because I love love. I love having people in my life, and I love caring for them. I enjoy being somebody that people turn to when they need something. I like to cook. I like to make people comfortable, but people see that and they're like, ooh, I want to take advantage of that because this person will give, and they'll give because they love giving, and I'll take because I love to take. No, fuck that. Fuck you. Alright. An empath at this stage must realize the situation they are in and wake up to it, as anyone who is deeply in pain and has been hurt can become a narcissist themselves, as they turn their focus into their own pain and look for others to make them feel okay again. I think this is kind of what I was talking about in my beginning videos, is like, you can't rely on other people to make you feel better. You can't gauge yourself. You can't use other people as a mirror because it's an inadequate mirror. You have to really self-analyze and look deeply into your soul and see where your defaults are and where your faults are, and start to clean that up and fix it. And meditate, read, look into your own consciousness. Don't let a past pain turn you into a narcissist, because those people are fucking awful. And do you want to be somebody who's fucking awful? Do you want to constantly be sucking, energy out of other people? No. I recently dated somebody who was surrounded by narcissists, and they'll continue to be surrounded by narcissists because they'll never be able to look outside and realize that these people are constantly sucking it out of them, and they'll never succeed because they're surrounded by narcissists who will continually keep them in a place where they can suck it out of them, and it's unfortunate because this person is really great, but you can't save somebody who's stuck in a pit of narcissists. They have to save themselves, just like a narcissist has to save themselves. I mean, he's probably gotten to a point where he is a narcissist himself. A little bit more personal than I'd like to get sometimes, but sometimes it's necessary. Any attempt to communicate authentically with the narcissist will be futile, as they will certainly not be looking to soothe and heal anyone else. Not only this, they are extremely charismatic and manipulative, and they have a powerful way of turning everything away from themselves and into others. Yes, like I said, they will always defend and block. A narcissist will blame their own pain on the empath, plus they will also make sure that the empath feels responsible for the pain that they too are suffering. So they'll just dump it all. They'll just dump it all on the on the poor empath, and the poor empath is just like, I can't hold any more of these wands. It's like, just stop. Just stop, you selfish person. I mean, I don't wish death on anybody, but if you are so to a point in life that you cannot go further past that, you need to reboot and start over again, you know? And I don't mean that in a very negative or harsh way, in a sense that I don't want anybody to die. I want everybody to get better. But some people are past the point of damage control. They are, and they'll just drift off, and they'll have to try it again in another life. I mean, our lives are to learn lessons, and we are constantly needing to learn new things. And if we neglect that and we start becoming rusty, and that's the opposite of doing too much is doing too little. You start to rust. You're not learning any lessons. You're just continually falling into the past of the old. All right. An empath will know that they are in a destructive relationship by this stage and will feel so insecure, unloved, and unworthy, it can be easy to blame all of their destruction onto the narcissist. However, an empath should not be looking to blame anyone else. An empath has the choice to remain the victim, the pawn of the narcissist game, or to garner all the strength they can muster and find a way out. Emotionally exhausted, lost, and depleted, and debilitated, an empath will struggle to understand what has happened to the once loving, attentive, and charismatic person they were attracted to. However we allow ourselves to be treated is the result of our own choices. An empath chooses to stay in a relationship with a narcissist and refuses to take responsibility for the dynamic. They are choosing at some level what they believe they are worth inside. An empath cannot let their self-worth be determined by a narcissist. It is imperative that they trust and believe in themselves enough to recognize that they are not deserving of the words and actions the narcissist delivers, and to look for an escape. Run! Run away! Get out! Don't waste 4 years of your life! Do not! I do not recommend it. In an empath's eyes, they are searched and looked for as someone to take care of and ultimately fix. That is where the trouble began. And that is the most profound part of this that the empath must realize. You can't fix other people. They need to fix themselves. You have to fix yourself. You have to invest the energy inside and say, I am going to take care of myself. Even though it seems like a selfish action in itself, it's not, because it is never selfish to nourish what will reap and return to you. You will always return to yourself. And so if you are constantly fixing you and making your life better, you will always be happy. I mean, you may not always be spectacularly over the moon, yeehaw, and not feel the rush that maybe a narcissist would give you, but you'll feel this amazing sense of satisfaction knowing that you are continually putting in a positive feedback loop into yourself. We are not here to fix anyone. We cannot fix anyone. Everyone is responsible and capable for fixing themselves, but only if they choose to do so. If somebody doesn't want to fix themselves, there's no saving them. You just have to walk away. No matter how much it hurts, you just have to walk away. The more an empath can learn about the personality of a narcissist, the sooner they will spot one, and the less chance they will have of developing a relationship with one. If a relationship is already underway, it is never too late to seek help, seek understanding and knowledge, to dig deeper into one's soul and recognize our own strengths and capabilities, and do everything we can to build the courage and confidence to see it for what it is and walk away for good. No going back. No, well, maybe they'll be better in 6 months. No. You can't judge someone else's timeline of what they're going to get, how they're going to get better. They're just going to have to do it on their own, and you're going to find somebody who is worthy of your time, who wants to give to you. And those people will start making themselves self-evident when you start caring for yourself. They'll pop up. They'll start messaging you, and hey, you want to go, get dinner, and do you want to, take a walk sometime. These people will actively want to seek you out. You will not always have to seek the person out. You will not always have to bend to their will and to just get their attention. It's not necessary, because somebody who actually wants to be with you will make the effort to be with you. So I'm going to stop there because we're already at 20 minutes, and I need to still pull cards, but I hope that helps all of you empaths out there. I know that you can tend to be drawn to my channel because it's, or other channels like this, because they're sources of strength to remind us to take care of our own inner well. Oh, and I'm so on to all you narcissists. I've dealt with one for a long time. Lots of narcissists. Never again. No, no. Not interested. Bye-bye. Leave me alone. I will call you out and, send you packing on your way. In order for you to heal your relationship with another, you must first heal the relationship you have with yourself. Forgive yourself and accept yourself. Love yourself. Yes. Yes, you were maybe involved with a narcissist. Yes, that happened. You got caught up in the rigmarole and the toxic, but it's okay. We all make mistakes. That is how we learn. And it's okay. We can learn from those. It's just all part of life. You're still whole. You have all of you still left. You can, start understanding the pieces of why you're drawn to a narcissist. And mostly it's because you want to feel loved yourself. You want to feel appreciated for your wonderful giving nature. And you are wonderful and giving. But you just need to find somebody who is wonderful and giving as well, and who'll give back to you just as much as you give. Then it's equal. Try looking at things from more of a feelings level. What is your heart saying? If you look at life purely through logic, you will always get to a point where it seems to make no sense. True wisdom and understanding reside in the heart. Have you lost sight of what's truly important? Remember the time when life was simpler, when the world just seemed like a giant playground, waiting to be explored. Perhaps it is time to rediscover that world together. You are a beautiful and sensitive soul. Love's objective is to help you remember who you truly are, an eternal being of light on a path of ever greater love. Yes, don't fall into the trap of where the love is where